The effect of Max Verstappen's and Lewis Hamilton's F1 season finale in Abu Dhabi continues to lead headlines, and Mercedes CEO Toto Wolff's statement that Lewis Hamilton was disillusioned by the loss doesn't help. Lewis Hamilton's silence during the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix has spurred debate over his Formula One future. If he resigned soon, Mercedes would be in a difficult situation in terms of filling his place. So, let's consider Hamilton's retirement possibility. What if Lewis Hamilton quits in 2022? What will happen to Mercedes? What does this imply for his squad? And who will take his position next season? The media encouraged Wolfe to put an end to the idea that Hamilton's displeasure with the safety car restart would be enough to drive him away from the game. The Mercedes team principal, on the other hand, could not confirm anything and only stated that he hoped Hamilton would return. He wants Lewis to keep racing because he is the best racer of all time. Where is Hamilton right now? After the sad season finale, Hamilton has only made 2 public appearances. First, he was honored with a knighthood at Windsor Castle, and then he said farewell to Valtteri Bottas in Brackley. He even missed the FIA prize gala, which was held in Paris. This thing backfired because the new president of FIA, Mohammed bin Sulayem, said, "If there is a transgression, there is no forgiveness." When asked if he reprimanded Hamilton for not attending the gala, he stated forgiveness is always possible, but the rules remain the rules. If there's a gap after a few hours as president, I know Lewis is deeply pained by what occurred, and I can't provide solutions without coming back to the facts. Right now, he is in America and seems to be getting better. Recently, he posted a picture on Twitter smiling in front of the Grand Canyon. He captioned, "I've been gone, now I'm back." This means he was not active on social media, but after 2 months he came back. This, however, does not mean that he is not going to retire. Let's see what does the rival player has too. Hamilton's rival, Max Verstappen, believes he has more to offer, emphasizing the need of overcoming pain to respond as all winners do. It was unfortunate for him since he was almost certain to win world champion until 4 laps before the finale. Then, using this technique modification, or whatever you want to name it, he unexpectedly lost the world title. It was really difficult, but Max anticipates him to be back on the grid next year, fighting for the world title. In some ways, he had something taken away from him. Verstappen thinks that Lewis should reflect on what he's done and be motivated to keep going, since he may still contend for the 8th championship next year. So Max doesn't understand why he should resign or leave now. Now let's see. What does the 2016 world champion Nico Rosberg has to say about the controversial race? But before going any further, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and also press the bell icon. Now let's get back to the video. Nico is hopeful that Hamilton and Verstappen will give another thriller next year, after being neck and neck all season. I'm hoping Lewis and Max will do it again next year. Of course, I'm not the man to say that because I likewise vanished into thin air after winning the title. So it wouldn't be fair to argue that these 2 men were just so brilliant since there are entirely new restrictions next year. So there might be another classic. So I'm confident that we'll have another wonderful season next year. However, because there's no guarantee that Lewis Hamilton will return to defend his 7th world championship, Mercedes must have a backup plan in place in case the unthinkable occurs. If Hamilton's absence is established, Wolff's phone will be ringing off the hook as retired and contractually available Grand Prix racers contact him. Nico Hülkenberg appears to be the most obvious fullback alternative among players with recent experience who are not under contract in 2022, even in the near term. What will be the Mercedes decision? Mercedes would never risk placing someone with little expertise in the same vehicle as a young George Russell. Mercedes, on the other way, is more likely to go with the capable current grid driver who possesses both expertise and performance. With few options, the team may approach Alpine about releasing former Mercedes young driver Esteban Ocon from his contract and relocating him to Mercedes. After several outstanding performances in the Alpine, Ocon was linked with a transfer to the club for 2022 earlier in the season. After serving as the Mercedes team's backup driver in 2019, the Frenchman may be able to contribute some skills and knowledge to the team. Alpine, on the other hand, has invested heavily in Ocon. The club recognizes his potential, and the squad's long-term future is likely to revolve around him later than Fernando Alonso, who is out of contract at the end of next year, making Ocon's relocation doubtful. Is there any other option? Valtteri Bottas, another clear candidate at the moment, He may have just left the team, but there's no one better at swiftly slotting back into position without the adjustment time that comes with a new atmosphere. Again, Bottas has signed a long-term deal with Alfa Romeo, which may present issues. However, because Toto Wolff has an excellent connection with the team's CEO, Fred Vasseur, the possibility of the two sides coming up with a strategy is not low. This raises the issue of what would happen if either Ocon or Bottas took Hamilton's position elsewhere on the field. Alpine's best hope would be to elevate F2 champion Oscar Piastri, who has already agreed to join the squad as a reserve driver in 2022. Given Fernando Alonso's significant experience on the other side of the garage, giving the rookie a go may not be too risky. Meanwhile, if Alfa Romeo loses Bottas, a more experienced driver would be preferable. Guan Yu Zhou takes the other position. Kimi Räikkönen appears to be done with Formula One, thus a comeback in the vein of Felipe Massa appears doubtful. The return of Antonio Giovinazzo, who raced for the team in 3 seasons, is a more likely possibility. With Giovinazzo's ties to Ferrari, there would undoubtedly be some excitement at Maranello if the Italian was given another go at Formula One. Of course, given Hamilton's continued silence, this is just speculation, and the odds are that the 7-time world champion will be back to fight for a record-breaking 8th title for the 2022 season. What do experts think of his retirement? Some renowned people in this field share some of the same thoughts. Lord Peter Hayes, vice chairman of Formula One's all-party parliamentary group, is one of them. He believes Hamilton will fight again next season, as he has in the past, and he has a contract for another 2 years. I believe all of his fans, including myself, would want and expect him to return to rectify the wrong that was done to him. I'm hopeful that his sheer brilliance will enable him to transcend racism and prejudice. He comes from a moderate family with an outstanding father. He's the impoverished black kid who made it to the top. Most of the other drivers came from wealthy families. That is not a judgment on them. I believe he will return to Formula One. If he does not, he will retire within the next several years. The bad experience and the misjudgment by Masi at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix no doubt left Hamilton with a bitter taste in his mouth. And many people wondered if the racing great would ever race again. However, racing fans worldwide may be able to breathe a sigh of relief now that Mercedes has suggested that Lewis will be back on the track in 2022. The Constructors' Champions posted a photo of Hamilton on social media with the comment, "Adversity forces some to break, others to break records." Of course, in Formula One, what is rational does not often happen, but in the shocking scenario, if Hamilton quits, Mercedes at least has a reasonable alternative on the table that might surely work to go through 2022. Well, that was it for today. What other options do you think Mercedes have? Write down your thoughts in the comment section below. And give us a big thumbs up if you liked the video. Stay tuned for more amazing videos. See ya!